is a test. Shabbat Shalom, everybody. I can't tell you how grateful and glad I am to be here together this evening. This has been a very hard day for us in our country. And of course, we're going to talk about it, but one of the things that a teacher reminded me is that joy is resistance. And in this moment, Shabbat is supposed to bring us joy. And even if we are in hard places, as I often like to say, I think I said it like 3 times today to different people who called me, Jews are very good at holding many things at once. And so we hold our anger and our rage, and we hold the joy of Shabbat and the soothing balm that Shabbat is supposed to be for us as we acknowledge what a challenging moment we are in. So we're going to sing, we're going to pray, we're going to spend time together, and we'll talk about what's going on. And I'm grateful each of you are here to do this with me, so thank you. We're going to start with Ozi v'zimrat Yah, God is my strength and my song and my salvation, which is on page 6. Ozi v'zimrat Yah, vayehi lishua. Ozi v'zimrat Yah, vayehi lishua. Listen, it wouldn't be Shir Tikvah without a little excitement, you know what I mean? In a second, we're going to light the Shabbat candles. I'm going to invite you all just to take a moment to summon that light, to feel it within your body, and to send it out into the world. As these Shabbat candles give light to all who behold them, so may we, by our lives, give light to all who behold us. As their brightness reminds us of the generations of Israel who have kindled light, so may we, in our own day, be among those who kindle light. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher We can continue welcoming Shabbat with Lechadoji, which is on page 14. Lechadodi likakala pene Shabbat nekabela. Lechadodi likakala pene Shabbat nekabela. Shamor zachor v'dibor echad Hishmianu el hamiyuchad Adonai echad u'shemo echad L'shem el tiferet v'litchila Lechadodi likrat kala p'nei Shabbat nekabela Lechadodi likrat kala p'nei Shabbat nekabela likrat Shabbat lechu v'nelcha kishmianu hamiyucha merosh mikedem nesucha sof ma'aseh b'machshavat chila lechadodi likrat kala p'nei Shabbat nekabela lechadodi likrat kala p'nei Shabbat nekabela hitoreri kiva orech kumi uri shir daberi kevod Adonai alayech nila lechadodi likrat kala p'nei Shabbat nekabela lechadodi likrat kala p'nei Shabbat nekabela Bawi v'shalom ateret bala gam v'simcha u'v'tzola toch emunei am segula Bawi chala lechadodi likrat kala p'nei Shabbat nekabela lechadodi likrat kala p'nei Shabbat nekabela yai 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 We continue on page 17. Yitgadal v'kadash shemei Rabba Ba'alma divarach yirutei v'yamlich malchutei B'chayechon uvyamechon uv'hayezecho Beit Yisrael Ba'agala uvizman kariv V'yimeru amen Yehi shmei Rabba mevorach le'olam alal me'omaya Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yipa'ar v'yitramam v'yitnaseh v'yitadar v'yitalev v'yitalal shemei dekudesha barichu La'ela min kol berchata v'shirata tushbechata v'nechemata da'amiran be'alma ve'imeru amen. Please rise. As we bless the source of life, so we are blessed. As we bless the source of life, so we are blessed. And our blessings give Please be seated. At the top of page 20. Somewhere at the fringes of night, the shadows of darkness soften and the earth comes alive with hints of light. My heart fills with fresh, bright hope, and the world stirs to give birth to color. Colors are secrets not seen in the dark, like the promise of God when darkness is visible. Creator, you who bring dawn from the darkness, break the used goblets of my yesterdays. Let me find wisdom in the shards and grow in knowledge of your eternal presence. Baruch atah Adonai, hama'ariv aravim. Blessed are you, Almighty One, who makes the evenings fall. Amen. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai, Adonai Echad, Baruch Shem Kevod, Shem Kevod, Malchuto, Leolam, Leolam Vaed. We are on 21. And you shall love the Lord your God with all your heart, with all your soul, and with all your mind. And all these words which I command you on this day shall be in your heart, shall be in your heart. And you shall teach them diligently unto your children, and you shall speak of them when you're sitting in your house, when you walk by the way, and when you lie down, and when you rise, and when you rise up. And you shall bind them for a sign upon your hand, and they shall be for frontlets between your eyes. And you shall write them on the doorposts of your house and upon your gates, and upon your gates, that you may remember and do all of my commandments, and be holy unto your God, unto your God, unto your God. We continue our service on the page 25 with Mi Chamocha. Mi Chamocha ba'elim Adonai, Mi Chamocha nedar b'kodesh. Nora tehilot o sefele, Nora tehilot o sefele. Malchutecha ra'uvanecha Bokeyayam lifnei Moshe Zei livanu v'amru Adonai imloch le'olam va'ed V'ne'emar kifada Adonai et Yaakov U'alo meyad hazak mimenu Baruch atah Adonai Ga'al Yisrael. Will you pray with me in the middle of page 26 in the English? Help us to lie down, Adonai our God, in peace, and let us rise again, our sovereign, to life. Spread over us the shelter of your peace. Decree for us a worthy daily lot, and redeem us for the sake of your great name, and enfold us in the wings of your protection, for you are our redeeming guardian. Truly a sovereign, gracious, and compassionate God are you. Guard our going forth each day for life and peace, now and always. Spread over us the shelter of your peace. Blessed are you, Adonai, who spreads your canopy of peace over all your people Israel and over Jerusalem. Baruch atah Adonai, hapores sukat shalom aleinu, ve'al kol amo Yisrael, ve'al Yerushalayim. On page 29. Help me perfect my ways of loving and caring. Inspire me to make myself whole so that I may honor your name and create a world of justice and peace. We join together on page 51 for the Amidah. Please rise if you are able. Adonai sefatai titach ufiya gitehilatecha. Eternal God, open my lips that my mouth may declare your glory. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu, Elohei Avotenu v'Imotenu, Elohei Abraham, Elohei Yitzhak, Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Leah, Elohei Rachel, Ha'el HaGadol, HaGibor v'Hanora, El Elyon, Gomel Chasadim Tovim, V'konei Hakol, V'zocher Chastei Avot U'meviyu L'ivnei B'neihem, L'ma'an Shemo Me'ahava, Melech Ozer U'Moshiach U'Magen, Baruch atah Adonai, Magen Avraham, V'ezrat Sarah, Atah Gibor Le'olam Adonai, Mechayei Hakol atah Rab Le'Hoshia, Mechalkel Chaim B'Chesed, Mechayei Hakol B'Rachamim Rabim, Somech Noflim B'Rofei Cholim, U'Matir Asurim, U'Mekayem Emunato, Lishenei Afar, Michamocha Ba'al Geburot, U'Mido Melech, Melech Me'it U'Mechayeh, U'Matzmiach Yeshua, V'ne'eman atah l'hachayot hakol, Baruch atah Adonai, Mechayei hakol. Atah kadosh v'shimcha kadosh, u'kadoshim b'chol yom yahalu chasela, Baruch atah Adonai ha'el hakadosh. Please be seated. We're going to continue with Vishamru, which is at the bottom of page 55. Vishamru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat la'asot et ha-Shabbat ledorotam berit olam. Vishamru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat la'asot et ha-Shabbat ledorotam berit olam. Beini uvein b'nei Yisrael oti leolam, oti leolam. Veshamru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat la'asot et ha-Shabbat ledorotam berit olam. Ki sheshet yamim asa Adonai et ha-shamayim ve'et ha'aretz. Veshamru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat la'asot et ha-Shabbat ledorotam berit olam. Ubayom hashvi shavat vayinafash, shavat vayinafash, shavat vayinafash. Veshamru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat la'asot et ha-Shabbat ledorotam berit olam. Please take a few moments now to pray silently. You can use the words on the following pages or the prayers in your heart, and we will join back together soon. Tzor l'shonei mema, usatai medaber mema, velim kalalai nafshi tidom, v'nafshi kafar l'choti Elohai, Elohai. Elohai netzor l'shonei mema, usatai medaber mema, Velim kalalai nafshi tidom v'nafshi kafar choti Elohai, Elohai. Petach libi, petach libi, petach libi. B'toratecha Elohai netzor l'shani mirma usatai medaber mirma v'lin kalalai nafshi tadom v'nafshi kafar choti Elohai yehiyu leratzonim refi v'hegyon libi Adonai, Adonai, Adonai Tzuri, Adonai Tzuri v'goali. Well, my friends, this has been a tough day for me, and I'm sure for many of you. The Supreme Court issued their decision today that looked very similar to the dissent that was leaked, or to the opinion that was leaked at the beginning of May, reversing Roe versus Wade, the nearly 50-year-old precedent that made abortion a constitutional right for people who can get pregnant. There are a lot of strong emotions about this. I have them, and I'm sure you have them, and my goal is to not bring more of them into this space. But you guys know me, I'm a crier, so I'm gonna do my best. I think it's important to acknowledge that even within our beloved community, there may be people who feel differently about this issue. Maybe people who are pleased about it or who have certain reasons, whether it be political, body autonomy, medicine, science, questions of social relations, equity, and poverty, that they are happy or sad about this moment. But I think the thing that as I've been saying the last several months, the thing that is the most important to me is to understand where we as a Jewish people approach this issue. Because no matter what, there are people who believe that states should have rights or that the states should be able to, whatever it is, for me, this is a religious rights issue. We talked about it at the Lunch and Learn in May. I talked about it on the pulpit several times already. And I think maybe even in my Schreier article. And we are facing this moment that we knew was coming, and yet it is painful for many of us. So, let me just give you the Jewish law piece here. Abortion is permitted and sometimes required in Jewish law. As I was gathering sources for the May Lunch and Learn, I was even reading on the Orthodox Union's website about, I like to read all sources, about how they couldn't say, they couldn't come out against this idea fully, but they weren't pleased with it because this isn't an infringement on our rights. This is a religious rights issue. So, the fetus does not have the status of personhood, which begins at birth. But more than that, I think I want to be really clear that in our tradition, our tradition says that if the life of the mother is in danger in any way, which can be expanded to physical danger and even in some cases mental health danger, an abortion is a requirement. And today, in Michigan, we can no longer access that religious right. And I am mad. And I am sad. And we are going to be working. The National Council of Jewish Women is doing a beautiful Havdalah service tomorrow evening on Zoom, so you can join them. They have really been leading the fight on this particular cause. And we know what this means for women of color and women in poverty, or people of color and people in poverty who can get pregnant, who will suffer the most here. there is a law right now, there is a lawsuit going on right now in Florida that you may have seen, that a synagogue is looking to sue the state, I believe, because this is a religious freedom issue. Now, my pocket law professor, David A. Harris, also a close confidant and my father, tells me that this will likely fail. This lawsuit will not go through because of procedural reasons, but it is a conflict of interest. It is this is a First Amendment issue for us. He is also, as I called him to talk to him about this like 3 times today, along with all the other decisions, because, decision day is... He also reminds me that the longer-term legal ramifications here are pretty serious. Other rights that grow from the same legal precedents of constitutional privacy, right to use contraception, to marry who we want, and how to raise our children, are all on the line. But I think in an effort to stay present in this moment, it is really important to remind people how we as Jews approach this issue a little differently than many folks might expect a religious group to approach it, because there are been so many loud religious communities on this issue. We bring a point of view to this discussion that is unique. And as painful as this moment is, or as divisive as it may seem, it is one of the most important things for us to rely on our knowledge of our tradition and of our history with how we treat people who can give birth, to understand where we might go forward here. So yes, there will be options and opportunities for engagement and involvement, and there will be moments that we will come together as a community, and we will join with other communities, and we will say this out loud. But today, I also want to give space for the mourning that we may need to be doing, and the reality of the situation that our Judaism cannot be practiced in the way that we are prescribed to do so because of this new law in this country, this new undoing in this country. So I guess the only way I can really think to end talking about this and to not lose myself in despair is to find hope. And I have hope today because of the many, many phone calls that I sat on with different people, different leaders of around the country, including the White House had a call for Jewish communal leaders, and the National Council of Jewish Women, reminding me how many incredible people I stand shoulder to shoulder with in this issue, including the people in this space, how we support each other and hold each other up in these tough moments. I also find hope sometimes in praying, because it allows me to get out of myself and think about those who may need a little extra support. And so my deep prayer this evening is for people in poverty and people who are in a situation that they don't see an end to, and for people of color for whom accessing abortion is already really difficult. I find hope in the fact that there are states who are going to be, like governments who are already talking about this, about ways to support people who can get pregnant. And I find hope in the fact that I get to rely on you all as a community to be with me, and that we get to be together as we go through this next part of this journey. My prayer is that we each find a way to help in a meaningful and impactful manner, that we each are able to hold on to hope and see glimmers of light even in the darkness, because that is what our ancestors have done for generations, and that is what we continue to do. That we can hold on to good news, and we can find joy, and we can celebrate even in this challenging hour. And most of all, my prayer is that if somebody you know, or if you are struggling to talk about this issue, if you need more resources, if you or somebody you know needs help, reach out. Reach out to one another. Reach out to our community. We are here to lift each other up. And for that, I am grateful, and I have deep hope for the future. At this point in our service, our thoughts turn to all of those in our community and in the wider world who are in need of healing of body and of mind and of spirit. The following members of Shir Tikvah we are thinking of this evening: Lee Zendel, Shani Lewins, Mickey Berg, Shay Bukema, Steve and Sharon Burns, Mike Ingber, Suzanne Kovacs, Doreen Billett, Judy Klein, and Fran Olney. If there's somebody else that you are thinking of this evening who's in need of healing, I invite you to share that name with our community. And at home, of course, I invite you to share those names aloud in your space, or those of you on Zoom. We join together in our Misha Berach prayer, a prayer for healing, on page 67. Misha Berach Avoteinu Mekor HaBracha Le'imotenu. May the source of strength, who blessed the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say, Amen. Misha Berach Imotenu Mekor HaBracha Le'avotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shalema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say, Amen. Before we conclude our service with Aleinu and Kiddush, or Kaddish and then Kiddush, usually how it goes, we have a few announcements. So, Amiko, I believe, is that you this evening? Awesome. If you would, they're sitting right here.
Shabbat Shalom. Okay, today's announcements. The SOS Lighthouse at CST starts on Sunday. Our week runs June 26th through July 3rd, and all shelter guests are housed in a local hotel in order to keep everyone safe. Rather than dozens of volunteer hours, support is needed through donations this year. Go to shirtikvah.org to help. Join us this Sunday, June 26th, for the Shir Tikvah Book Club on Zoom at 3 p.m., when we will discuss The Vixen by Francine Prose. Last call for tickets. Join in on the fun with CST Tigers on Saturday 23rd for a 6 p.m. game. Last call for tickets at shirtikvah.org. It's summer, which means it's time to sign up for Camp Tikvah 2022. Don't miss out on this fabulous weekend on the shores of Lake Huron with your Shir Tikvah family. A newly added day rate for Saturday only is now available. Register at shirtikvah.org. We are delighted to announce Congregation Shir Tikvah's Instagram account. Please follow and help us to spread the word. Instagram.com/Congregation Shir Tikvah /. Also, have you been joining us either in person or virtually for Shabbat services and are interested in membership or religious school? Please contact our executive director, Lorelei Berg, at info@shirtikvah.org with questions or to learn more. Thanks. Shabbat Shalom.
I pressed a button and now I think I broke it. Hold on. Ooh. Did I fix it? Yes. If you press the button enough times, it goes back, you know. Doing what I can. Please rise. Sages, would you mind opening the Ark for Aleinu? You wanna? Yeah, you too. We're on page 74. Aleinu l'shaber v'adon hakol, l'teit k'dilo l'yotzer b'reishit, shelo asanu g'doei haratzot, v'lo somanu k'mishpachot ha'adama, shelo sam chelkeinu kachem, v'gor aleinu kechol ramonam, v'anachnu korim, u'mishtachavim u'modim, lifnei melech, malchei hamlachim, hakadosh baruch hu, v'ne'emar, v'haya Adonai lemelech al kol haaretz, v'yom hahu, yeh Adonai echad, u'shemo echad. That's a tough one. That one gets a little sticky. Yep. Perfect. Thank you both. Please be seated for a moment. I'm on page 77. After a while, we learn the subtle difference between holding a hand and chaining a soul. And we learn that love doesn't mean leaning, and company doesn't always mean security. And we learn that kisses aren't contracts, and presents aren't promises. And we begin to accept our defeats with our heads up and our eyes straight forward, and we learn to build all our roads on today, because tomorrow's ground is too uncertain for plans, and futures have a way of falling down in mid-flight. After a while, we learn that even sunshine burns if we ask too much, So we plant our own gardens and decorate our own souls instead of waiting for someone to bring us flowers. And we learn that we really can endure, and that we really are strong, and that we really have worth. And we learn, and we learn. With every goodbye, we learn. This week we are in a period of Shloshim for Florence Berner, sister of Jim Koenig and sister-in-law of Jenny Koenig. We also recall the yahrzeits, the anniversary of the passings of Joan Penfill, mother of T. Penfill, Pauline Weber, mother of Shea Bukema, Helen Kamen, mother of Riva Klar, Luba Leventhal, mother of Rochelle Rubin, Mildred Comey, mother of Carolyn Comey, Alex Rubin, father of Barry Rubin, Ruth Baker, mother of Judy Lesson, Irving Baker, brother of Judy Lesson, Robert Henkel, husband of Sheila Henkel, Rose Davis, mother of Les Davis, and Millie Wenig, mother of Paul Wenig. If there's anybody else you are remembering this evening whose name you'd like to share with our community, I invite you to do so. We join together for Kaddish Yatom, the Mourner's Kaddish, on page 78. Please rise. Yitkadal v'kadash shemei rabbah, ve'alma divarach hirute v'yamlich malchute, v'chayechon uvyomechon u'haye zechol beit Yisrael, ba'agala uvizman kariv v'imru. Yehi shmei rabbah mivarach le'olam olamei almaya. Yitbarach v'yishabach v'yipa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh. V'yitzadar v'yitzaleh v'yithalal shemei nekudesha barichu. Le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata. Tushbechata v'nechemata. Za'amiran be'alma v'imru. Amen. Yehi shlama rabba min shemaya. V'chayim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael, v'imru amen. Oseh shalom v'imramav, hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael, v'imru amen. May the source of peace bring peace to all who mourn and comfort to all who are bereaved here and everywhere, to which we say, amen. Please be seated. Oseh shalom b'imromav, hu yaseh shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'imru, ve'imru, amen. Yaseh shalom, yaseh shalom, shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael, Yaseh shalom, Yaseh shalom, shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael. Before we finish our service, tomorrow morning, 10 a.m. is the last of the Bar Mitzvah Marathon. I was trying to put them together, but it's a B'nai Mitzvah Marathon month. Charlie Berg is going to lead a lovely service, so you are all invited to join as his community for that tomorrow morning. And next week, I believe, is 4th of July weekend, so we have a lay-led service, which I'm grateful for. I'm grateful that there's people who are willing to do it, so thank you for that. We are going to finish up here. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, borei peri hagafen l'chaim. I like to show these off the first and second grade. Aren't they cute? I just love it. This is perfect. We have to use this one for Noah. Let's not forget. It's perfect. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam hamotzi lechem min haaretz. Amen. We're going to finish this evening with Kol Ha'olam Kulo, which feels like something that might be a little helpful. Gesher tsar me'od, Gesher tsar me'od, Gesher tsar me'od, Kol ha'olam kulo, Gesher tsar me'od, Gesher tsar me'od. לא לפחד העיקר, לא לפחד כלל. יאי די די די, יאי די די די, יאי די די די, יאי די 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 די, יאי די די די, יאי די די די, יאי די 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 די. Well, my friends, I wish you a Shabbat where you are able to unplug for a few minutes, where you are able to find hope in a hard time. I wish you a Shabbat of joy, a Shabbat of rest, and a Shabbat of peace. See you all soon. Shabbat Shalom. Thanks for being here. I forgot to say thank you, Amiko, and thank you, Jan, for everything, as always. Shabbat Shalom. I'll be here. It's going to be a lovely morning. He's a great kid, so I'm looking forward to it.